Hello, everybody, and welcome to Everything. I'm Raymond. This is the price chart of cocoa, and I'm wading into the cocoa noise and what is happening with the cocoa prices and so on. I have said in the past that you cannot have an industry like the cocoa industry in Ghana without a technical analysis dealing room. You will need technicians. The problem with our systems are that we do not have an official institution training people in the area of technical analysis for the cocoa industry, for the gold industry, and also for the banking industry. And so that aspect of analysis is neglected because we could have done a lot considering what happened in cocoa and where the prices are now. And we could have fixed forward prices properly. And this video is going to give some education to that. And I wish you could forward it to somebody. I want you to subscribe. And also, our policy makers in the government should look into this video and begin to learn and begin to adjust how they analyze cocoa prices in the future and when they're making policy for that matter. All right. So this is the price of cocoa, and this is a price chart from investing.com. It's available for everybody. It's free. This is a price chart looking at cocoa from the period of 2021 to now. We can go further backwards to all the way to 2000 and so forth. But this is where the issue is happening. So I'm going to use a few tools to explain, and this is the weekly chart. And I like the weekly chart because when the week ends, we know what is happening. And I'm going to use a few tools to explain to policymakers and to cocoa dealers what they could have done and how they could have used technical analysis to help them in decision making. All right, so I'll take a tool by a gentleman called Wells Wilder. It's called the parabolic SAR. Now, first tool, parabolic SAR. The parabolic SAR is basically it measures parabolic move and gives an advice as to potential stops and reverse in pricing. That's why it's called the parabolic SAR, stop and reverse. Stop and what? Reverse. Now, this is a very powerful technical. I've been using this tool for about 16 years now. And you have a parabolic move. Cocoa started a serious parabolic move from 2024. Okay. So early 2024, Cocoa started this heavy parabolic move upwards. Now, with this move upward, with every parabolic move, it's unusual. It gets to a point where it has to stop. It doesn't go on perpetually, it has to stop. However, using your eyes to measure it may not help. Therefore, you need a tool driven in mathematics or statistics to tell us what is going on. So you have these dots monitoring the price of cocoa to the top. Now, at this point, you see the dot change position to the top, telling a technician that, look, this move has lost steam. So you have the first pointer telling you that this move has lost steam. Then you have a reversal candle coming in. Now you see the position has changed, giving us indication that the upward parabolic move is no more continuing and prices are beginning to go down all the way to November 2024. Then the parabolic SAR change location. See that? See the dot? It changed location. It started going upwards, giving us indication that there's a stop in the downward movement and there's a reversal, and then we are beginning to go up. That's what we see all the way to 2024 December. We had a very good high there around 12,600 thereabout. We had that high, and then we put back a bit and we closed at 11,800 thereabout. Now, after a while, we saw some capitulation here. Then we saw this parabolic SAR coming in again, giving us information. See, when something is unusual, it doesn't continue forever. And then we had that behavior going back and forth. And now we have it here going all the way down. And you see the pressure, we are still downward, 3,108 thereabout. Now, this is one tool that gives us some information. I'm going to look at multiple tools for us to get a better understanding of what we could have done. A tool like a MACD, MACD, Moving Average Convergence Divergence, that's the name. moving average convergence, divergence. Now, when we had this major high here in 20, let me move this away a bit. Good. When we had this major high here, let me put it here. Okay, in in um, April 2024, we had a peak in the MACD. Good. Okay, the MACD is deep in statistics, developed by Gerard Appel. Deep in statistics. I love this too. Now, this is what we have. Then price pulled back. Okay, we had a downward movement. Price recovers and begin to go up. But you see, there's something happening here. Whilst we at 11,000 there about, this is the high of what we had. Then we move higher, okay, to 12,600 there. However, the tool wasn't giving us that information. It was giving us a different narrative. Let me use a trend line to make you understand better. This is technical analysis, a tool that saves us from all the trouble of cocoa. So that when you have to do a forward and you have to do a forward and you have this happening, you may have to quickly do your forward and finish up and not wait and hoping for price to keep going, keep going, keep going. It's not going to do that because now you have a situation here. Okay, whilst price hits the very high, the indicator is hitting a low. Now, in technical analysis, I am of the view that momentum precedes price. Again, momentum precedes price, meaning that the momentum information will show up before price will give you information. So, in this analysis, the momentum information here is that we are low, we are falling, but price was high. So, as a technician, you understand this and then you get out of the market. Or if you need to do a forward price or fixed price anywhere for your sale, you do it and not expect price. Oh, we've broken the former high. We need to keep going, keep going. It's not going to happen because momentum precedes price. And this is a deep years of knowledge of technical analysis that I'm giving here for free. Now, so you have that. It is also called a divergence. So when momentum precedes price, you can have a classic divergence behavior. A market is diverging and the information is here, but not on the price chart. It's here. So then we had the market pulling back, then a little bit of a recovery. But you see, the two was way down, giving us crossing what we call the waterline or the zero line, telling us that look, we are actually going down and we are still going down. This is one tool. I'll put forth another tool so that we can look at multiple behaviors. Now, before I go there, in this behavior, what we see here is called a triple top, classical technical analysis, like an M behavior. When you have a triple top, it means you have a first high, you have a second high testing that high, but literally fails at around a certain area, and then you have a third push that seriously fails. So you have a triple top, which tells us that there's a price ceiling. We are not going to go beyond the price ceiling after a very long time. So this price we are seeing here now is going to fall. The indication is there, classical technical analysis. Then you have another two, okay? I'm going to give you another two. We're learning something here, guys. Relative Strength Index by Wells Wilder. So relative strength index tells us the same thing. You have a high here, market went higher, but relative strength index is down. Clearly, it is giving you an information that what you are seeing, you will see it no more for a while. A while. You will not see that for a while. See? See that? Classic. Market is really going down. Then, so I'm going to talk about when we expect price to stop and reverse upwards. I'm going to talk about that even before the indicator tells us anything. So we have that information. Let me pull up another one. Now, this tool is supposed to give us momentum information as well. That is, if you catch a trend, the momentum in the trend, is the momentum strong or is the momentum weak? So, cocoa. So now, anytime it's above 24 is a good news. No, rather 25 is good news. So we have a situation is today is currently at 27, which is telling us that this move downwards is pretty much strong and it may continue to go down. So you have a situation here from 2024. You have the two reading as high as uh, 70 thereabout, telling us a very strong move. Then when we hit the highest point in December, the tool was giving us a reading of 24, could not go above 25, telling us that this strong momentum, this strong buy momentum is weakening. Okay. The strong buy momentum is not there anymore. These tools tell us what is happening in the market, and by experience, we are able to tell what is going to happen to a very high probability. So you have that situation and the market begins to drop. Okay. It drops all the way. And here we are here today. Now I'm going to take out some of the tools so that we can have a much more clearer chart for analysis. Okay, I'm going to take out this one so we have a bigger space here. Okay, good. So I'm going to do something here. I'm going to do some comparison here. Let me see. Compare. Let me look at the Dixie, the dollar index. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put the dollar index. Don't do that. Change position. Let me take out this area. Okay, good. So I'm going to take the dollar index and do some analysis here. This is live analysis. Da, 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 da. Okay, let me take the ADX again. ADX. Okay, so I'm going to take the compare that to the dollar index, what we could have done. Compare symbol, Dixie. Okay. So this is the dollar index. I'm going to put the dollar index into the ADX. Good. So this one is the dollar, US dollar alone. Now you have a situation whereby anytime you have the ADX going above the dollar index, you realize that prices start to shift upwards. It goes down, it goes up, and then we see price, see that price is shifting. When it drops below the dollar index, okay, this is intermarket analysis. It's called intermarket analysis. Prices begin to, drop down because you have the ADS falling below the dollar index, telling you that this parabolic move may not continue. Okay, it's going down. Then you have this high happening, but you see, ADS never went above the dollar index. ADS was below the dollar index, giving you indication that this parabolic move is not sustainable. Then price begins to drop. Finally, I think yesterday, we have prices going above the dollar index. Okay, prices are going above the dollar index. So what is it here? Well, some hope of reversal in the future is there, but it's too early because we need a week to end and we need to see what is happening here. Okay, prices have gone too low and there's some hope for a reversal. Finally, I'll look at something where what is the projection. So I'm going to take a tool and do a very some projection for you. Horizontal. Okay, good. So if I look at this, okay, final analysis, and then we can shut down. I need a two, I need a two, I need a tool. No. Okay. Parallel. So we have this. Okay. Now there's a way of drawing trend line. There's a reason why I have drawn it this way. I don't have the time to explain that. So we have this move. Okay. This is the move we have. This is that big move. This double triple top behavior. Now we're going to project and see. Usually, when you have a triple top and there's a breakdown of the triple top, the 50% of the triple top will easily be achieved. So this is looking at from here to there. We consider that as 100%. Half of that we consider that as 50%. I'm doing multiple analysis for us to get a better understanding of what is happening. So I'm going to pull that here. Okay. So we have easily achieved the 50%. So in this area, we are expecting some capitulation, some tightness in pricing, and we are expecting that the price should hold for a while, and then hopefully prices should return. However, based on what happens by the end of the week, I'll be able to tell as to whether we are breaking down further to this area, which is a very dangerous area for Ghanaian farmers and the politics as well. So by the end of the week, we'll be able to tell what's going to happen here. And so we need, by Friday night, we'll be able to tell what's happening here. So these are tools that we can use in technical analysis to help us make good decisions for our farmers. And thank you for listening. Share the video